Hey guys, it's Will here with another video. Thank you for stopping by. I'm sorry for the delays in videos and making and stuff. But today's video, as you may have seen, I should have some slideshows at the beginning here, or maybe continuing into this as part the continuing here as it is. You should see those pictures, but I've done some more road stuff. We finished the glider. Bridge has been primed and sealed. A tip I've learned from some of the gamers, I've now found an actual group that plays bolt action regularly. They recommend once you're done building your wooden buildings that are not pre-painted to seal them using some sort of like maybe lacquer or like sealing spray or something. But I found that it works. You don't want like model sealing like Purity Seal from Games Workshop. You want the more thicker stuff like meant for woodworking or like deck patio stuff. That stuff will help a lot. And you want it to not be sticky. You want it to be a smooth finish, matte most likely. You don't want gloss because gloss will just the paint will slide right off. So I guess like a tacky. You want like a tacky primer because you want the paint to stick a bit. But a wood primer would also work too because that stuff has that stuff designed for it. So I'd get a wood primer from your local maintenance store. What we have here is, I'll remove that sticker. We have anti-tank obstacles from Warlord Games. So this box, I know people say you can just make your own and all this stuff. It's like, well, I could. That is fair. I do save resin chunks from game like Forge World and other companies that I want to use. But the saying is time is money, and my time I have very little. So I'll just get the stuff that's pre-made. So it comes with a bunch of these square bricks, dragon teeth, and busted up versions of dragon teeth, along with the I forget what these are called. Let's see if there's a name. I forget what they're called. But they were huge in Normandy. They used them on the beaches. And then, of course, the triangled versions. I believe you can build good, basically hard ones of them. And it gives you some barbed wire so you can wrangle through. So that's what we got on that end. And the other thing I got, you no longer can get these. The funny thing is, my local game store just got an account with these guys. Their terrain pieces, really great for their price. And as soon as I made the order, the company decided to go. Basically, it had to shut down due to. But we have these 20 millimeter scale short walls. The reason why I got 20 millimeter instead of 28 millimeter is because these will work for both bolt action and Flames of War. Bolt action will just be like a short, simple fence, maybe just to like keep like dirt and cars and small animals out of the way. For Flames of War, it'll be a good like actual line of sight blocking for your infantry, and tanks can fit through it. So whereas the Games Workshop walls in plastic would cover about the same amount as one of these packs, or actually a little bit more. That's why I got two. For half the price of that, I got two of these, and it'll work for both systems. So it's really up to you. I really like the plastic stuff they make, but again, it's kind of follows that Warhammer terrain problem where you're paying Warhammer price. But the nice thing is, unlike Games Workshop, where they went to China shit like China crap to make their terrain features and books, Warlord Games still has some honor and gets Italy and other European companies that have been doing and like European Italian companies who have been doing this for a while to make quality for you, and you still for a decent price. So this video, we're going to open these up, we're going to review them, and then I'm going to go build some, and we will come back and review them. Hey guys, so we're back. I just unboxed some stuff, made some quick bases here for the stuff to be glued onto. So just got some more of that foam stuff I have. As you can see, I've left the paper on because I'm going to be super gluing this stuff down. I don't have the foam glue with me. If not, it just looks like that. But this is the base, beveled it roughly because this isn't going to be things that the models will be standing onto. It just kind of sits on top of things. I kind of just roughed the edges around to make it look like some dirt, but the idea is you can just kind of sit down them side by side. But this will hold the tank traps. So we're going to open the box here. I've removed the plastic, so hopefully it'll be more easier to see here. There we go. Oop, right here. So that's our box. So let us open it. So here we go. We got the wire, barbed wire. I have a box of that stuff already. Here we have the traps on a sprue in a bag. And lastly, we have a little itinerary sheet like, hey, this is what we do. Look at our company, look at us go. I have built one of their airplanes, which again, we'll probably hear later on, that you can see. Yeah, so I've built one of their airplanes. It'll be shown later on here. But it didn't go together too well. It was actually kind of bad, which surprised me because their tank models are really good. So I don't know what happened there, but that's just my experience with them. Anyways, we got the traps here, and of course, again, good thing it was in paper because one of the traps fell off. Just going to quickly clean it off here. So, first look, it's what you'd expect. There are a bunch of tank traps. Oh, there goes another one. Tank traps. They're not the prettiest thing. They're just cement layered on top of each other using molds. In a lot of games, you might see that there's traps that have like especially in Vanguard, where there's a lot of historically inaccuracies. There's barbs. They call them dragon teeth. They're the triangles with the bars sticking out of them. Only the Germans used those. That was a German thing because it was kind of complex, and Germany. Nice thing though was you could combine barbed wire with it because that's the X triangles could be used to wrap barbed wire around. But here we have our first sort of model, if I can get it to focus. Kind of hard to see. I might prime these first so you guys can get a better look, but this is just a brick. Then we have the slanted dragon teeth, battle damaged. Yeah, I'm going to have to spray these. But this is basically what you get on the sprue, a bunch of these. So I'm going to go make these, prime them, and when we come back, you guys will get to see kind of what they look like built. And then we'll start on the walls.
It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there.
Hey guys, so took a couple hours, but I am back. Here's the finished product. I ran out of gray, so I had to use my green. The spray that I used is Army Painter's, it's their like foam line. It's meant for terrain building. Actually got some pretty good stuff on there if you just want some quick basic, like you're not going to be doing a lot of insane terrain building or table building is your primary thing, and it's more like on the side. To begin with here, we have some of the traps that we have built. They're currently drying. This paint, because it's water-based, it's not like propellant, so it won't need the foam. Takes a good, like, I want to say, like, if you put it in sunlight, but not like direct heat, because like you don't want to melt the foam or resins and stuff. But if you like put it in a warmer room or on, say, if you're one of those people that put tinfoil in your window and you have a ledge for the window that your cat likes to sit on, you can put it on that ledge and make sure the cat's not there. With the window closed for a good hour, it'll dry like pretty quick. But let's take quick looks here. So here's them all laid out. Here it is next to Warlord Games half track. So decent height. Next to one of their infantry models, Sergeant Rock. And let's pick up one of these that's the most dry. There you go. So you can see that they detail like how they're built. So how they would make these things, they'd have wood frames and they would pour layer after layer of cement, letting them harden in between, which would dry and make strong. There you go, one of these guys. Anyways, this one right here. Oh, we got this one. Let's take a look at this. This is little triangle traps. It's kind of hard to see because the camera focusing. They look good. I'm going to let these dry. We'll paint them up. I got to vacuum tomorrow anyways. Make sure you guys, again, proper safety. If you're filing foam, cutting things, doing fine dirt, sand, wear like at least a dust mask. Like even the ones that you've been wearing for COVID will work. Let this paint, like every layer that you do, the grit like I added on here with white glue, the painting, the base paint that you put on top, or like how I use the primer, spray primer. Let it dry completely or you'll just have a bad time. It's Will here. I don't know how all this is going to turn out. My system's been having issues. So we're back at the second part here. We're looking at the foreground walls. So at a quick glance, everything you need to build is in here, including like bases and stuff. So we'll start off here. Got the instructions, basic sort of like pictures, PVA is required or wood glue. So because I'm making this fit the theme of my board, I'm going to be using foam that I've measured to glue it onto. These are the bases if you're not going to be using glue or like boards and you just want to be generic. You come on a sheet like this. I've already punched out some stuff. 2 of those because I got 2 packs. Then we got the actual walls themselves. Then we get 2 of these. 2 of these, which are your gates. So, because this is small and super easy, let's build this together. Let's start with just a basic wall. So using one of these boyos, I've took my foam and I measured it to be the right size. So we're going to use our, I actually have it this time, there you go, foam glue. This stuff is very smelly, so if you're really sensitive to fumes, maybe a fan and an open window. You could also use wood glue. I like foam glue just because it like plastic glue, it melts into the foam and kind of like rebonds it, like changes the structure of it. Okay, now we're gonna pop out one of these, and we're just gonna pop that in like that, and there we go. There we go. That's the wall. The underneath will have dirt and stuff. But so with it on the foam, this is a 1/2 inch foam on its wood base glued in. This is a Games Workshop official or Games Workshop Warlord Games model officially standing beside it. Let me do this. If your hands start getting like dirty looking when you're working on this, don't be too upset. That's just how this sort of MDF works. It's from the laser. It burns. It chars the wood to cut. That's it beside a Warlords game plastic miniature. That's it besides a Games Workshop model. And that's them beside Warlord or Flames of War models. Now we're going to make the fence. So we go. So I'm going to go build the rest of these, and when we come back, we will have them because they're nicely detailed. I don't have to prime them, so I'm not going to throw the texture paint onto the sand like I did with the traps, because we want to focus mostly on the walls. When we return, I will have them both sets done, and we'll take a closer look, and I'll pull out a Flames of War model so you can kind of take a look how they look. So we'll see you guys next. So here we go, we have the gates finished all around here. And we have, standing in front of them is a unit of Flames of War Americans that I'm painting up. Next to that we have the new Hellcats that came out for the game. A little bit better, it's easier to see. There you go. And of course, in the back here. There you go. So with that, guys, that's the walls. So there is enough, they are double-sided. So I saw that when I was building. So like I was saying, go here, pop that out, and they just slot in like bam. So if you don't have them on foam, they'll sit like this. I think I will glue at least this one like this as a T-piece. This is the walls. I think I'm going to get myself a box of the Warlord plastic walls also in the 28mm scale. So they'll be a little bit bigger when we compare, but the idea is not necessarily height and size, it's quantity, quality, and price. So because 4Ground is gone, so you guys will not be able to get these unless you find somewhere else. So with that, guys, thank you for enjoying these videos. Sorry that it took a little bit longer than I did, like I said, if you saw the last video, but I had stuff doing, getting back in the funk of things again, being able to have the energy to do stuff again, and all that stuff. And hopefully in the next video, I'll have pictures of all these based and primed and all that. Realistically, you don't even need to paint these. They're just good to go right out of the box because of how the wood is colored. They're basically pre-painted. Because I'm going to be texturing the bases, I'm going to prime them anyways. I have some gray that needs to be used, so I don't care about repainting. So with that, thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for understanding. Check out the links below. Check out some of the recommended channels in my YouTube page because I've had some new ones on there and some friends who are starting up YouTube. So yeah, we will see you guys next time.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I